we measure that type of materials? Let's say for example this board. This board, is it having its own length? Yes? Yes or no? So remember, physical quantity means which can be measured. Which can be measured. You can measure, right? You can find the length of this board. Or if you take another object, let's say for example, if you take a small stone, or if you take a duster, right? Every physical, every matter, every object has its own measurement. But very interesting thing is how to take the measurements, because in all the objects are not same. Sometimes we have to measure the objects with the different units, right? With the different measurement scales, with the different measurements methods. So first of all, you should understand physical quantities means the objects, any objects, if they are having some quantity and if it is possible to describe its measurement, if you are able to measure it, its quantity, it may be in a mass, it may be in a length, or it may be in a volume, or it may be in an area, right? So that type of quantities are considered as physical quantities. Is that clear, students? Is that clear? Physical quantities. And in the physical quantities, very interesting thing is, how can you say this object is having this much of weight without any standard unit? Yes or no? Without any standard quantity. Let's say for example, if you are saying this duster is 500 gram, right? So it means with a one quantity, with a standard quantity, you are measuring this quantity. Yes or no? Yes. So we need one standard unit. We need one standard physical quantity. That standard physical quantity is known as unit. Is that clear, students? This is very interesting, concept in this measurement chapter. Remember, without measurement, the world will not look very nice. Yes or no? Just imagine, if the board is not in a proper size, if your shirt is not in a proper size, if it is not in a proper measurement, then everything looks ugly. Yes or no? So measurements are very important. In our daily life, we are using these things, but we should know those things in a scientific way. So remember, unit means it's a standard quantity. Let's say for example, if you have 1 kg as a standard unit, right? Then you can say that this object is having 50 kg. This object is having 1 kg. Without that standard quantity, right? You can't say the quantity of the object, the weight of the object, volume of the object. So we need one standard quantity. That standard quantities are considered as units. Is it clear, children? Right? So let's say for example, if the object is in a solid shape, in a solid state, then right? So tell me, if the object is in a solid state, right? We can measure it in a we can find the quantity of that object in what? In a kilogram. In what? In a kilogram. So that kilogram is considered as unit. It is called as a unit, and that unit is what? Physical quantity. That is what? Physical quantity. Understood or not this concept? Is that clear? Do you have any doubt? You can ask me. Right? So when it comes to next one, fundamental quantity. Fundamental quantities means these are like a fundamental units. If you take a kg, kilogram, right? Under the kilogram, right? If the object is having very less weight, you can't say that it is in a kilogram, right? Other than this, you can use gram. Yes or no? So that gram and kilogram, if you compare these two, that kilogram will be what? Hello? It will be what? It will be fundamental unit. It will be fundamental unit. Is that clear? Is it clear or not? Let's say for example, liter. Liter, it should be a fundamental unit. Milliliter, that will be not a fundamental unit. Is that clear? The difference is clear or not? Right? So everything, whatever you are observing in your surrounding, we can measure. You can measure the anything. Right? Everything has its own measurement. When it comes to next one, derived quantity, remember these are dependent on another quantity. These are not independent. These are not independent quantities like kilogram, like length, volume. It is not completely independent. These are dependent. When you are saying the distance, right, you will say that meter per second. Yes or no? Hello? So you will use that what? Meter per second. So there are two units, meter and also seconds. So that type of units are considered as a derived quantities. Is that clear? So this is about measurement. Okay. So in the next video or in the next class, we will continue the concept.